mic, bringing truth every day. Real conversations in a biggie way. From now to the world, everybody come join. Biggie, let's start. Time, time. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Bring it up loud and tell your friends worldwide. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Let me dance, let me dance, let me side. Biggie, let's start. Omniscient subs time, everybody come join. Biggie, let's start. Every voice, every time. Hey, yeah. Biggie, let's start. Right. Share and subscribe. Right. Share and subscribe. Turn it up loud and tell your friends worldwide. Biggie Bunny mind, bringing truth every day. Real conversations in a biggie way. From London to the world, everybody come join. Biggie, let's start. Every vibes at a time. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Right, turn it down and tell your friends worldwide. Biggie, 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 let's talk, let's talk. Biggie, 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 biggie. Let's talk, let's talk. Biggie, biggie, biggie. Come see me. Biggie, 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 let's talk. Yeah, we bringing that vibe. Real stories, real people. Yeah, we keeping it live. From the streets to the stage. Yeah, we speak from the heart. Biggie, 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 let's talk. Yeah, we setting it up. Oi, biggie, let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Oi, biggie, let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. It's just Biggie Club. Let's talk. Biggie, biggie, let's talk. Yo, Biggie, let's start. Yo, Biggie, watch the gossip. Interviewing the best. Finding out the tips and tricks. Yo, Biggie, let's start. Yo, Biggie, let's start. Yo, Biggie, watch the gossip. Interviewing the best. Finding out the tips and tricks. Yo, Biggie, let's start. Yo, Biggie. Yo, yo, Biggie inside. Yo, yo, Biggie inside. Biggie inside. Biggie, let's talk. गल्ला वक्रियां बोलदा, YouTube ते live हर दिन crowd रोलदा. Stories सच्चियां, asset stories सच्चियां, दिल तो ओ बोलदा. Biggie, let's talk, scene पूरा होलदा. Biggie, let's talk. Omniscient subs time, everybody come join. Biggie, let's start. Every voice, every time. Hey, yeah. Biggie, let's start. Right. Share and subscribe. on the mic, bringing truth every day. Real conversations in a biggie way. From London to the world, everybody come join. Biggie, let's start. Every vibes at a time. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Right, turn it down and tell your friends worldwide. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, the vibes. From the vibes. From the start. Biggie, let's start. ALFSons in a biggie way. From London to the world, everybody come join. Biggie, let's talk. Every voice, every time. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Bring it up loud and tell your friends worldwide. Biggie on the mic, bringing truth every day. Real conversations in a biggie way. From London to the world, everybody come join. Biggie, let's start. Time. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Bring it up loud and tell your friends worldwide. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Let me dance, let me dance, let me start. Biggie, let's start. On this chance up to time, everybody come join. Biggie, let's start. Every voice, every time. Hey, yeah. Biggie, let's start. Right. Share and subscribe. Right. Share and subscribe. Turn it up loud and tell your friends worldwide. Biggie on the mic, bringing truth every day. Real conversations in a biggie way. From London to the world, everybody come join. Biggie, let's start. Every vibes at a time. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Right, turn it down and tell your friends worldwide. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, let's start. Biggie, the vibes. From the vibes. From the start. Biggie, let's start. ALFSons in a biggie way. From London to the world, everybody come join. Biggie, let's talk. Every voice, every time.
So I just broke down that intro for you, yeah? And you didn't hear it. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can't hear you, bro.
I know, man. I don't know what's going on.
Can you see me though?
Yeah, I can't hear nothing. I don't know what's going on.
1 second.
Oh, I can hear you.
You can hear me now?
You hear me? Can
Yeah,
you hear me?
proper loud and clear, bro. Yeah, I can hear you, man.
I can hear you before.
And you can see me, yeah?
I can see you loud and clear, bro. You see me?
Wicked. So yeah, so you missed the introduction I gave you. So when we were
I
at
did.
school together, you know, you got Mr. Cool. Everybody wants to be in your team. Everybody wants to be in your class. Everybody wants to hang around with Mr. Cool. That was you, Damien.
Oh,
You're
thank
right.
you. I appreciate it, man.
And you know what? From day one, you've always been humble. You've always been respectful to me. And because I wasn't the best footballer, so I wasn't the best person to hang around with. But you know what? I had the lyrics, had the vibe in it. So it's all right.
You was a good
Anyway,
person. Yeah.
thank you, my brother. So before we get into anything, do you want to just, for people that don't know you, want to just break it down who you are?
Yeah, no one special really, but yeah, my name's Damien Markman. Grew up in Slough. Obviously had a massive passion for football. So I had a great pleasure in seeing that passion out, to be fair, and playing at a good level. But you know, the struggles and that getting to that point was hard, and it's good to look back now and see what I went through and to know where I am right now. Like everything that happened in the past will happen for a reason. Do you know what I'm saying? So helping a lot of people.
Definitely.
Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, all them experiences that I had has made me this person today. So yeah, man, I can't complain.
So just tell us who you played for.
Well, we're going back because when I started as a kid.
Yeah, go on.
Okay,
Brickwell
so when I
Hammers.
Brickwell
I know
Hammers.
Brickwell Hammers.
Yeah, I started at Brickwell Hammers, and that was down to a family called the Burns.
Okay.
Dad there, his name's John Byrne. I was playing at school with my friends, and I went to this football team, and this guy saw me. He took me out of the team that I was messing around. Where my friend was, stepped me in a really good side that I think needed a striker. So obviously I was quite fast, so he stuck me in that team. And I think our first season was a bit dodgy, or the first few games, and we ended up winning that league. I got Player of the Year, and then from that day it was just wins and cups and medals and winning leagues and winning tournaments, just winning. We were just winning everything. We were beating all the teams all over the place, and we were just a little team from the end, you know. So then I moved on to, we all got signed by West Ham.
All of you did?
All of us, the whole team got signed by West Ham. We were that good, yeah. So slowly, each boy got dropped off slowly, stuff like that. Do you know what I'm saying? And there was a few of us left, like only 3 or 4 of us left. I got released as well. They gave me a few chances though. And at that age, I couldn't really. I was just quick and I could put a ball in the net, but I wasn't very strong. I didn't really understand the game, like all that hold-up play. You know what I mean? I didn't really get that at the time. Do you know what I'm saying? So
you just used to like getting the ball and just taking man's on and going towards the goal, isn't it?
when they started telling me, when I started moving up the ranks in football to like professional levels, they were saying to me, "You can't take people on." I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, you got to get the ball, lay it to that guy, and he's gonna give it to that guy. You run over there, and he's gonna put it in the box and you score. I'm like, what? I could do it on my own. I don't need to. So yeah, it was quite a hard transition to stop taking everyone on, scoring goals, to then be a team player and be a part of a cog. Do you know what I'm saying? Or sorry, be a part of a machine, a cog in a machine. Do you know what I'm saying? To like, you know, to get the results that we needed. So I ended up doing a 3.5 year pro at Wycombe Wanderers.
Okay.
And that was amazing. Got released from there just down to bad attitudes, not doing the right things. Maybe I thought I'd made it already. I was never going to get released, but I got released. I did have a few clubs after me, to be fair, but I just kind of had enough of football at that time. I really did. I was involved in the road a lot, and I just didn't have time for football. And in the end, just to get away from the streets and stuff, I went to Finland and I played out there for like 6 months and stuff like that, which was a completely different way they play football out there. We was playing on gravel pitches. It was snowing hard. Do you know what I mean? Like I was only
How did you get to Finland? Did you get scouted?
Yeah, so there was I think when you get released from professional clubs, I think there's like, well, back then used to be on teletext. Teletext. But there was like, you know, forums where people could go and see where young players have been released, or, you know. So a guy hit me up, and I had a few hit me up in England. They were quite far. They're Chesterfield, Bury, you know, clubs up that side of north. So I ended up going away to Finland, which was even worse north than north in England.
Did you go by yourself or did you go with family?
I went on my own, man.
Wow.
Yeah, it was hard. Because there was no like English channels on the telly. There was no English speaking stuff. It was really hard to adapt to that way of life. So I played for a team called FC Rops, and they're based in Rovaniemi in Finland. Peace out to anyone that watches this podcast from there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, it just wasn't for me. And at the time, I was speaking to my mates every night, just ringing them up saying, yeah, what's going on? I'm bored out here. And one night, my mate, he basically said to me that my missus at the time cheated on me. And that just absolutely... So I came home, obviously wanted to deal with all that, and just never, ever picked up the football again on that level. Do you know what I'm saying? Tried, but my head went right. So, but yeah, like I said, from Wickham to Finland, came back to England, and I played 20 years non-league, high-level non-league, Conference South, and then I moved to Birmingham in 2004, sorry. I moved to Birmingham in 2004 and played Conference North up there, and had a great time. You
know
man.
what? I was with some of your boys from Sing Sabah yesterday.
Okay.
At the Sing game. So I was like Harold with the crutches, Cooksy.
Yeah, man, like H.
They were speaking well highly of you, man.
Yeah, I love that. Huggy, man. Them. Yeah, Tools, all them, man. Yeah,
and
listen,
you know what? And Huggy, you won't be. I'm surprised he still got it, man. He's about 2 years older than us, isn't it? My man still got it.
3 years old. Yeah, Huggy's decent. He's always looked after himself, and he was a massive player in me getting in Sing Sabah. It was first with Gurdeep, rest his soul.
Yeah.
Gurdeep took me into the Wine Palace, and I wasn't playing at the time. I was working on a Saturday and Sunday, and he took me to the Wine Palace and said to the gaffer there, like, you know, he wants to play. And the mate said to me, "You any good?" I was like, "I'm all right." I'm all right, and never looked back. Scored hundreds of goals, raised, you know, jumped from D section to A section within like 2 seasons. Had some great experiences. A lot of people say to me, "Oh yeah, you smashed it for Sing Sabah. You done this. You put them on the map. You won this tournament." I said, I put the goals in the net, but every single player in that team or involved in Sing Sabah gave me the option, helped me. You know what I mean? I can't get the ball off the goalkeeper and go score goals. You know, these guys would keep the ball, we would make movements, and then I would be the one that put it in the net at the end. There's a couple of times I would pick the ball up. We might be losing the game or it's 0-0. Someone might say to me, "Come on, D, something special," and I'll just do what I did at school, Biggie. You know what I'm saying? Just take my on and go score.
Run rings around, twist man's up.
Yeah, and to be fair, no disrespect to Sing Sabah, but it was probably the lowest stage of football that I played, but it was my most enjoyable.
Tell me about Brentford. Did you have trials at Brentford, or did you actually play for them?
No, I played for Brentford. I was at Brentford for probably about 4 months. I went there. I missed all the YT stuff, and I went to Brentford, and they had already signed all their players for the YT. Marcus Bent had just been taken professional, even though he was still in the youth team. And I went there, and the first game they saw me in, they pulled me in the office and was like, "Wow, listen, who are you?" Basically, we wanted a contract, but we've given them all that already. Would you take a non-contract? And I didn't know what that was at the time. So when he explained it to me, I was like, "Oh, I don't know. Let me think about it." So I was working in All Sports in Slough. So those who have grown up in Slough, remember All Sports back in the day, right? Bank. I was working at All Sports, and a guy in a suit come in there, and I won't lie, I thought it was the police. I ran to the back. I ran to the back of the store. Yeah, just in case, mate. You know what I mean? You never know. Back then, I was a bit tasty. I was in a couple of little bits of trouble here and there. But my manager went and spoke to him, and his name was Jim Melvin, and he was from Wickham Wanderers. And he just speak to me to ask me about what I'm doing at Brentford XYZ. As soon as I told him I was on a non-contract, he offered me, "We can start your YT 3 or 4 months late, and you can just crack on with our boys." So I took that.
How old were you then?
I must have been 16, turning 17.
Wow. And was this, because there's another guy that used to play for Brentford, Lloyd, is it Lloyd?
Lloyd Owusu, man. Yo, he's my guy. Me and Lloyd go back from Brookwell Hammers days. I played for Hammers, Lloyd was at Devils, and that was a year above us. So we're both the same place now, but they were just the older team to us. So I grew up and had an amazing relationship with Lloyd. Me and Lloyd went through so much, even before the football, away from the football. Me and Lloyd went through so much. You know, we were good pals. We called each other cousins. You know what I'm saying? Good pals. Even to this day, our kids are, you know what I mean? Our kids are tight. You know what I'm saying? When they see each other, it's love. Yeah.
Did you play at Slough together with Lloyd as well, or was he above you?
Yeah, no, I was. Yeah, Lloyd was above me, but he was a year above me. But I played at Slough, under 18s with Lloyd. So I was 16. So at the time when Wickham came for me, I was playing at Slough Town with Lloyd. A year above. So they were under 18s, and I was just 16, turning 17. And me and Lloyd played up front together, and we was unstoppable, absolutely unstoppable. Alan Paris, big shout out to Alan Paris, who got us involved in or made that Slough Town under 18 team. Big up to everyone that played in that team as well. Too many names to mention, but we had a good bloody side, mate, and we won a lot. We won a couple of cup finals, stuff like that, and I had a really good season. Me and Lloyd were always competing for the top goal scorer, and you know I beat you, Lloydie. You know I beat you. We had a £50 bet, and I think that was I don't think you still owe me that money, Lloyd. My £50. And then the following season. So when we finished that season through the pre-season, that's when Wickham come and got me. By the following season, I was at Wickham Wanderers. So
what's some of the biggest challenges you faced on and off the field?
Mostly it's just a street life, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? You know me at school, Biggie. I was always involved in all of that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And look how many times, I mean, you look at it. Look how many times we had other schools come to our school and try to fight us.
All the time.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And there was a few of us that used to stand up and say, "Let's have it. We'll fight with them." And that kind of that went on a little bit more after we left school. You know, we was going down the weekends fighting in the high streets and stuff. But I always kept my football, even though what I was doing on the streets and stuff. I always kept my football. Football kept me out of trouble, kept me fit. Do you know what I'm saying? So the biggest challenge I feel was managing football and life outside on the street, which I did struggle with. Not as much as some of my friends, but a lot of people know that I should have gone all the way in football. So you can see now, looking back, I struggled with the street life of balancing street and football. You know what I'm saying?
But is that something you're trying to implement? You got 2 boys, haven't you?
Yeah.
Is that something you're trying to implement into their training and everything now?
Massively. Both my boys didn't grow up on road like that. I let them dip their toe in, they didn't come out. So I feel that you have to. You can't live outside the bubble. Because when it comes to the bubble, knowing who you are, they don't know who you are. Do you know what I mean? And anything could happen. If I'd have kept my son away from Britwell, where he might go to Britwell to see my mum, and Britwell boys might sweat him. Like, who are you? Do you know what I'm saying? So, you know, the toe has to be dipped in a little bit, but it's just how much. So I feel like I did well with my older boy. You know, he grew up in an area where knives were out daily. Kids are stabbing themselves daily. And, you know, he managed to get through that. You know what I mean? I respect him for that. And at 12 years old.
How old is he now?
He's 22 now.
Wow.
He's 22 now. So at 11 he was actually. I had to take him from, not take him, but it was me and his mum spoke, and we moved him into my house. He was in Langley, I was in Sunningdale at the time. So he moved to my house, we moved schools, and this kid was able to go and get some amazing GCSEs and, you know, be able to put his life in a great position. Do you know what I'm saying? For now. My younger boy, he's doing really well. He's just turned 16 and he's trialing at the minute. He just had two academy trial games against Reading Academy and Wickham Academy. He's trialing for Reading, trying to get into Reading. Last year, he had a trial for the academy. He was doing so well, and he broke his leg on the trial, which was devastating to watch that happen. He broke his leg on the trial. He was playing so well, but Reading gave him another chance. So they gave him a year to heal, which he did, healed well, and then we had our game 3 days ago, and he was.
Did you play for Reading at all?
No, I played against them. No, I did go there once. I didn't like it. I went there once for a training session. They did ask me to come back, but I didn't like it. So I used to have a lot of trouble with Reading boys as well back then in the days. I mean, remember, Reading boys are blessed now, you know what I'm saying? Have been for years, but back in them days, there was a couple of Reading boys I didn't get on with, so I didn't really want to go to Reading. So I knew enough pros there and stuff. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Okay, what's been your proudest moment in your football career?
I've got so many. I've been thinking about this one for a little while. There's so many, I'd be here all night talking, but I'm going to take it right back, because as much as there's been some amazing times, obviously even getting professional, signing a professional contract was unreal. But I need to take it back to under 10s when I first ever started playing and just understanding football and understanding what goes on in it. And if it wasn't for the Burns, my family, I would never have understood football. Paul Byrne.
Which Byrne is it? Is it Gary Byrne?
Gary Byrne, Paul Byrne, Craig Byrne, Sean Byrne. You know what I mean? And the dad, the big man upstairs, John Byrne. You know what I'm saying? So these guys played a massive key thing in my life, where I just learned so much from them. And in my first year of football, not even understanding offside, Biggie. I didn't even understand offside, yeah? And I got player of the year that year. And when we were sat in the presentation, I didn't even think that I would get called up to get a medal. I didn't know I was doing as well as I was doing, and to get called up for player of the year.
Wow! Okay.
I've still got that medal. I've still got that medal now. Yeah, I'll never get rid of that medal. You know, John Bank gave it to me, and it was just an amazing situation that I'll never forget to this day. Never forget.
Okay, so we both know what it's like growing up in the streets, yeah. And growing up in the streets, what environment influences made some of the choices that you made? Influence some of the choices you made?
Yeah, so some of the choices, what bad choices you mean, yeah? Some of the bad choices I made, yeah. A lot of them came down to little things like money. My family never had no money. We didn't grow up with no money like that. Any money that we did have was to pay bills or buy food, or, do you know what I mean? I was never blessed with the bad man trainers or the bad man tracksuit to lend me stuff, you know what I mean? And, I look back now and think, wow, like my son ain't gonna go through that. My kids ain't gonna go through that. So I did a lot of stuff money orientated. So I take it back to being on a YT, on a youth training scheme at Wycombe Wanderers, and I'm going to football every day, running my backside off, training, and then coming back, cleaning football boots, sorting out kit, folding up kit, getting it ready for my pro. Then I would get home probably about 5, get a shower, get something to eat, go out with my friends, and when I'm standing on the road with my friends are earning £700-800 a day. Yeah, they're making money, bruv. And it's like I tried to stay away from that side for so long, knowing that I knew what they were doing, and I knew it was wrong. But you know what? I knew so many people, and everyone said to me, I knew I'd make loads of money doing stuff like that because that's what I wanted. So yeah, I would dabble in it. And I would sell stuff and make money to try and better my life outside of football. Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously, ultimately, you know what happens if you get caught by the police, bang, which happened. So impacted me quite a bit, to be fair.
Okay, you normally speak quite openly about social drugs and everything. At what point did you realise it was affecting your football career?
Well, luckily, I never did too much bad stuff, and I'm going to obviously explain to you what I went through and stuff. I'm going to be kind of, I'm not saying I'm not going to be clear, but obviously I still work with kids today. So I do talk to these kids and I tell them what I went through as a young man, because I know a lot of them are going through it themselves now. So, I mean, with me, something so stupid, like I used to struggle, especially if I finished a football match at night. I'd be loads of adrenaline, couldn't sleep, and I was so silly when I would go out with my friends, and my friends would be like, "Yeah, man, smoke a spliff, like,
yeah,
get you tired, it'll make you sleep. You smoke a spliff, bro, you'll go home and sleep all night." I'll be like, "Yeah, let me try that shit." Yeah, excuse my language. Yeah. So you know, stuff like that. All
good, man. You can swear, don't worry.
Okay, you know, recreational drugs like that, smoking the weed and stuff, was something that I did regularly. You know what I mean? And then it became, from getting me to sleep at night, it became something we did out at raves or at parks. If we went somewhere, we would do it. Do you know what I'm saying? To the point of like, as I got older,
it became the norm.
Yeah, definitely became the norm. Do you know what I mean? And to the point of like, I didn't look at it as it was anything bad at all. But we all know the dangers about smoking weed and stuff like that. What it can do to you. Do you know what I'm saying?
So you know, when you're growing up and you're in that football atmosphere, did you get invited to a lot of parties and everything as well?
Oh yeah, man.
Like I said, you were Mr. Cool in it, so you used to get invited to everything, yeah. So obviously, when you're on the football scene, it must have been even like, not worse. I don't want to say worse because it's good getting invited out.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it was a bit weird because, like you said, like at school, like, you know, thank you for that as well. I didn't really ever hear people call me Mr. Cool, but you know, that guy that I was at school, when I transitioned into football, I wasn't that guy. When you get to football clubs, especially professional football clubs, there's so many Mr. Cools there. Do you know what I'm saying? They might not have been Mr. Cool in school and everyone didn't love them, but at football, they're amazing and they've got egos. And I'm not saying they're bad or good. I'm just saying they're making money. They got big cars, so they got ego. So I went into that football club. It was a very small fish. No one knew me. You know what I mean? I had to put myself on the map. Do you know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, I got invited to parties and I went places, but that was more from my hometown. If I got invited to a party in my hometown, everyone would be like, "Oh yeah, Damien the professional," because they kind of knew me. Yeah. So the parties, you know, as I got older, the parties got more extravagant. But then, you know, you needed to be in a position where you were earning money and you could buy nice, expensive clothes and chains and this and that to look the part. Do you know what I'm saying? And I could never do that. So a lot of the parties I didn't hit like that, but I went to a few and I used to be a small fish there, to be fair. So.
But was there a lot of recreational drugs at these parties? Yeah,
you used to see it, mate. You see it. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, you see it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I had a few people offer me stuff that I'd be like, "Nah, I'm all right." Do you know what I'm saying? And people that you wouldn't think would do stuff like that. People in professions that you wouldn't even believe done stuff like that. And it's quite mind blowing to know the amount of people that trouble stuff like that. And you know, they got their 9-to-5 day job, and whether they're a footballer, athlete, or working in an office, there's just some people out there you're surprised who would actually go down that route. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I saw a lot, man.
Okay, how did drinking cannabis and social drug use influence your fitness, performance, and relationship mindset?
Smoking cannabis, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I say for the first 2 or 3 years, I was good, you know. I was managing, I was smoking, and I was still going to football, playing top level, scoring against some amazing teams. It never really affected me to the point of I thought it was a problem. It was more as I started getting a little bit older. I started getting more heavily dealt with on road, so I'd smoke more. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
after a while, it would get to the point where it would slow me down. Basically, it would slow me down. Like, there's only so much you can smoke. Or even now, the kids now are vaping. You know what I mean? You can't be vaping and going to play football. You know what I mean? Obviously, with your lungs and stuff, you'll be out of breath quick time. You can't make the runs that you're supposed to make. So if you've got a manager on the side of the pitch that wants their striker to do these certain things to help the team, but yet their striker's breathing out of his arse, he's leaning over every minute. He's tired. He's getting up. He can't make those runs into the corners. Not doing much. All right, ref sub. Off you come. New striker goes on. So if that's the things that are happening, then you're not going to get your time on the pitch. Meaning your football career is going to dwindle down, and then you're going to result to being nothing. So it affected me a few times like that, but I managed it quite well. And then when I got released from a professional club, I kind of did it more because I was only playing at a non-league club. I only had to train there twice a week in a game on a Saturday. Do you get what I'm saying? So, especially to the point of where you'll have a couple and then go bed. It was a norm. It was a norm. Do you know what I'm saying? So I managed it. But when I say managed it, I probably played my whole career at probably 60% fitness when I thought I was at 100. Where if I probably wasn't smoking or smoking cannabis, then my fitness levels would have been 100 or 99, 98. You know what I'm saying? That would have made me do better stuff in the game, So, yeah.
Okay, was there a particular moment that you thought things had to change?
Yeah, massively. I weren't playing. I think I gave up football for a couple of years. And obviously, people that know me know that I was a bit of a talent at football. It was my life, it's what I did. So when I wasn't playing, my head weren't right. So I've had situations where I wasn't playing, wasn't training, out on road with some crime boys, doing the maddest. And I went through some experiences. One night, my mate, we was out there doing some bad stuff, and a mate got killed.
Wow.
Long story, probably not for this podcast, but laying in my bed that night and just thinking about where it could put me, what it would have done to my mum and my family. I had two little brothers growing up at the time. They're not little anymore. Shout out Dries, shout out Tyrone.
Big up.
Yeah, man. I had them growing up at the time and they were young. And I know I had to be a role model for them. They weren't on the roads at the time when I was. So I kind of did what I wanted to do and they didn't have to see nothing. You know what I'm saying? But, I knew they were going to get older soon. They were starting to come on road and I needed to be a brother for them. Do you know what I'm saying? And then I got wind that a girl that I was kind of messing around with got pregnant. And that's obviously my first child now. So when I heard that, it started planting the seed of I need to fix up. You know what I'm saying? And just a few things happened to me where in the end I did. I sorted my head out and became a dad. And yeah, I'd like to say that done me good, man. That done me good.
Okay, how difficult was it to walk away from these habits at the time?
At the time, it was hard because I was in that bubble. So when I came back to my housing estate, Northborough Estate, there was all my friends, not all my friends I went to school with, but some guys, a lot of guys I grew up with, like every day. So when you start doing certain things with those guys, you become a team. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You become a team. And whether that's going to smoke drugs together, going to a rave together, having a fight with some guys together, going to get food together. You know what I mean? You're a team, innit?
You got each other's back.
Yeah, I had a bit of a team. But then I'd lay in my bed at night and realise that this team is not the best team. I like them. 5 years ago when we was all coming out of school and getting up to a bit of mischief, it was cool. But now we're all doing all the wrong stuff. And it's like, it's not something I want to do. So it's like, I was never in that position where I'd say like, I'm out. And man would say to me, listen, if you're out here, you're getting this. No one was really doing that. You got your choice. Mm-hmm. I was there because I wanted to be there and I enjoyed doing it. And you see some of these druggies or people that are alcoholics dragging themselves around the floor, around the vicinity, sleeping in doorways. And you think, why are you doing that? Why don't you just... The road to that would have started like the road that I took. I just chose to hop off early doors and not get to the level where it takes hold of you like that. So I got to a point where I felt like it was taking hold of me. Yeah. And then in that time, a couple of things happened. So I met a new girl. Now, at the point, I'm feeling really poor about myself. I'm depressed. I'm not feeling good. Drugs is every day. People are belling my door every day. Come on, let's go out and go and get money so we can go and buy this. Okay, let's go. And that was my life that day. And I met a girl, a woman, shall I say, that I really liked her. And I wanted to show her who I was. So the only way I can do that is by fixing up. You know what I mean? And being the person I'm supposed to be, you know? Excuse me. So that was the start of my wanting to turn this around. And then I got a shout from a guy called Cooksey, Big up Cooksey, GSA crew, massive, yeah, all them ones there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
6 hour tournaments, all them ones there, you know what I mean? But I got a shout from a guy called Cooksey who I used to play tournaments with, and he had a tournament coming up, but he was desperate to win it. And he rang me one day and he says, "Are you still playing?" I was like, "Nah." He goes, "Can you still run? Are you still quick?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "How long do you need to get fit?"
You're in.
Yeah, I goes, "Give me 3 weeks." He goes, "All right, get fit in 3 weeks. I want you to come play this tournament for me, yeah?" Obviously, Cooksey used to look after us with a bit of money and stuff like that. I used to bring some players through. You know what I mean? They used to look after us. So, yeah, I said, "Okay, I'll do it." And the tournament was in Leicester. So I went to the tournament in Leicester, smashed the tournament, won it. And I met a guy on the other team who I played against in the final. His name's Richard Gardner. Big up Richie. Big up Dickie Gardner in the place, bruv. He came to me after the game and asked me if I wanted to play for his team in Birmingham.
Okay.
And that's how the whole Birmingham thing started. Okay. So I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." We ended up sorting out, numbers. We carried on talking, and I drove up there, which was a couple of weeks later, and played in a cup final against Worcester City and scored the winning goal. So his club then said to me, "Look, we want you to sign you. Would you move up here?" I was like, "Yeah." So in that time, just meeting this new girlfriend, I told her that obviously I'm going to go. She wasn't entirely happy at first, but it was something that my life needed. So I went. And then 3 months later, we were still talking on the phone. She came to live with me in Birmingham. And that is how my family started.
So how long did you live in Birmingham for?
I was in Birmingham for 6 years.
Which part of Birmingham were you in?
Stayed in a few places. So I started off in Erdington.
Okay.
And then I moved to Bromford.
Yeah.
Is it Bromford? I think it was Bromford. And then I moved to Shard End.
Right.
So Birmingham massive out there, know them areas, yeah? Easy. Yeah, I moved to Shard End. And then we ended up moving back to, my partner who I lived with at the time in Birmingham, she was from Sunningdale. So we moved back to Sunningdale to try and give the kids a better life. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't really want them to grow up in Britwell and have the life that I would grow up in. You know what I'm saying? And it's easily done, isn't it, Biggs? You know what I'm saying?
In that same environment. 100%.
Yeah. So we moved back to Sunningdale, and yeah, this is where we've been ever since. So it's been a good ride, man.
So the partner that you went to Birmingham with, you're still with that partner, yeah?
Yeah, mate. It's been up and down. You know what it's like when you're with someone for over 20 years. Do you know what I'm saying? It's up and down. Now, even if we're not together in a romantic relationship, we do spend a lot of time together. Do you know what I mean? And we've been in and out.
100%.
We've been in and out. And where we've got kids and stuff, I don't know. It's just for me, she'd always have a place in my heart. She could one day, meet someone else. I could meet someone else, but she'd always have a place in my heart because, like I said, my change in my life came when I met her. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, fair enough, we might have an argument and not get on for a bit. That doesn't mean that I would never respect this girl or forget about her or
of course.
Look at her like an ex, because she's a lot more than that. Do you know what I'm saying? She's a lot more than that, especially the fact that I've got a 9-year-old little daughter, so I still see her all the time. So it's important that me and the kid's mum have a great relationship. Do you know what I'm saying? So definitely. For me, yes, we still see each other regularly, daily, speak to each other daily. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's so positive because, like I said, it's like for my 9-year-old daughter to see me and her mum still really getting on, cracking joke. We have our moments, but
positive impact on her, isn't it?
Yeah, massive, mate. And that's what it's about for me. Like I need my kids to see that, even though, like I said, some stage me and mum don't get on, or we do get on. No matter what position we're in, we're always communicating for the kids. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so when you were growing up, obviously I know you got uncles and that in the Manor Park in Britwell and everything, and they were pretty well known. Did any of them try to kind of like? Could you go to them? Could you grew up without a father, didn't you?
Yeah, my dad wasn't around now.
Yeah, so could you lean on your uncles and everything?
Yeah, they were, but a lot of them were a lot older than me, so it was hard to kind of relate with a lot of my uncles. I had one uncle that's 3 years older than me, man like Lucky. Yeah, man like Lucky in the ends. Founder of Lucky Gloves, for those of you that know Lucky Gloves, yeah. And yeah, he was amazing, man. He was amazing. I had such a great time with him. And then people say, I'm not even going to get into what people are saying because there's nothing deep, but it's just I don't want to go off the story.
Yeah.
I just want for, even if he listens to this podcast today, he was 3 years older than me. There's only so much he could have done to keep me on the straight. Do you get what I'm saying? He wasn't my dad, he was my uncle. Do you know what I'm saying? And at the time growing up, he felt like my dad because, I looked up to him. I still do. I mean, at the time, as a little kid, looked up to him. Do you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't his job to father me, which he did anyway. You know what I mean? He looked at me. Nobody messed with me because of him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it was nice. And it was just nice growing up with an uncle like that I could call at any point. If I got in any trouble, I could call him. If I need him for advice, I could shout him. you know what I'm saying? And yeah, we grew up tight. We had a really tight, close relationship, which I'll never forget it and never change it. He was amazing.
And are you still tight with him?
Yeah. I mean, we don't talk all the time like that because obviously we've got
Yeah, of
families and
course.
kids and
Time things, yeah.
Yeah, but it's only a message. If he messages my phone, bang, I'll message him back. Sometimes he might need something, he might call me, and I'll be like, "Hey, we saying uncle?" Like, we chat. You know what I'm saying? So it's good, man. It's good.
That's good, man.
And
okay, was there any? Okay, sorry. What advice would you give to young players who think social drugs won't affect their sporting careers? So you might get somebody that think, "Oh, if I have a spliff, nothing's gonna happen to me."
Do you know what? I don't think
if I knows if I have a line, a bit of GG, nothing's gonna happen to me.
Yeah, I don't think they think that personally. I don't think they think, oh, if I do this, nothing's going to happen to me. They might do. I was a stupid kid. I'll be real. Like, great footballer, like, really nice person. Everyone got on with me, but I was stupid, bruv. Because if I had any sense, I would never have touched anything. You know what I'm saying? But what my point was, when it was time to do anything, like I went out with my friends and someone might roll a spliff or someone might spark a drink and we like start having a drink, the thought process just completely went out my head. It's not like I'm thinking, I'm going to smoke this spliff. It'll be right. It's not going to affect me playing football. I didn't think about football. Yeah, do you understand? Yeah. You don't think about stuff like that. You just do it. You might be out in a rave, like, someone might pass you something, and I already smoked, so I'm smoking it. Do you know what I'm saying? I didn't think about being a sportsman at the time when I was doing my stuff. So I don't know if these kids are thinking that. But one thing I will say is that if you are a young man out there and you're serious about football or serious about sport, you know what I mean, and you smoke, think about it. You can smoke the rest of your life. Yeah, you could literally stop smoking tomorrow. Yeah, or cut it down to the point of when you do stop, yeah. Have the next 10 years of your life where you're young and you're fit and you're strong. When you've retired or you're getting to the age where you're getting older now and you're too old to play sport, you can smoke then. When I was a kid growing up, I thought 40 years old was old. We used to have some teachers in school like 40. Are you old, man? Do you know what I'm saying? But we're 48. I'm 48.
Yeah, I'm 48. We're both 48. We're both the same age.
I feel young, man. I don't feel young. I'm not going to say that, but I feel like I can still sprint biggie. Like I go to my kids' sports days and run the Father's Day race. I'm whooping, man. Yeah.
Some kids, random, like the old days.
Some kids there got young dads. I'm talking young dads, 22, 24, should be at their prime. Yeah. And I'm standing there, my grey hair, my beard, and I'm whooping them. And they're saying to me, bro, you're well fast. You're well fast. I don't train anymore. I don't stretch. I don't do anything, but yet the speed's still there. So what would happen if I would have carried on my football career or athletics career and got to the point where I was still training, still, stretching? What person would I be now? Do you know what I'm saying? So
100%.
Yeah, man. It's how you look after yourself, really.
But like now you're coaching kids. Yeah. You give them the same advice.
100%. 100%. I've had teams, I've had some proper bad men in the team, bro. Some of them I fell out with. Yeah, some of them I fall out with, bro, because it's like, I've been where they're at and they will come to football and try and stick that on me. And I'm just not having that. I'm not having that. Now, it's different if they're in their 20s. I'll probably leave them to it because I don't want to mess with no 20-year-old.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even mess with a 15-year-old on the street.
Yeah.
Take the street, we're at football. Yeah. This is my domain. Don't play with me. If you can't give me what I need, there's the gate. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like you get a lot of these boys coming in and playing bad man because they don't know what's in line for them. They don't know the hard work and everything that they got to do and the character they need to have to make it at football. It's not
so
just.
What age group do you coach?
So at the minute I coach under 15s last season. So when we go into the new season, they'll be under 16s. That's Langley FC. Okay. Langley FC. And John Murphy's the manager and I'm the coach. Pick up John Murphy. Pick up John Murphy in the place. Yeah, man. I'm picking up a lot of people here. I have to, man.
Yeah, you have to, man. It's good.
I'm saying. Yeah. Big shout out to Colin Leslie. Big shout out to Colin Leslie out there. Gave me a little message before the podcast. We said good luck. He's the only one to do that. So thank you, Colin. Big shout out to you, brother.
Colin. Okay. What do you teach young players about cannabis and other social drugs?
So I don't really teach the players.
If you tell them don't do it, they're not. Do you reckon they're not going to do it?
No, you can't tell them.
They'll have to have a little dabble in it.
Yeah, do you know what? It just depends. It depends, mate. Like, it was me and my friends, innit? So it depends what friends you got. It depends what life you're living at home. You know what I mean? It really depends what your bubble is. I don't really talk to my players too tough about cannabis and drugs because as a football club, I'd like to think my boys are not touching that. If I start seeing signs of a kid doing the wrong stuff like that, then that's when I will personally pull him and then the mentor me comes out. I've done mentoring for like 20 years, 25 years nearly, yeah? So that's a bit of a gap. Between 20 and 25 years I've done it. And, I see certain things that make me realise, okay, I can see that. Maybe I might have a little chat with him. So that's we'll have a little walk and a talk, and all my monetary scores go well with the football because, like I said, we could have a kid that's not being his usual self at training, quiet, like looks tired. So I'm pulling him, saying, "What's going on? Are you not sleeping at night? What's happening?" And he might say, "Oh, mum, dad are arguing." Okay, cool. So now I would take a back step off that kid a little bit. I won't hassle him when he's not sprinting too much in my sessions. He's got a lot going on. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'll just give him the option to be there to talk to if he needs me, things like that. So what I do with the cannabis stuff, though, when I go to schools, I talk to a lot of kids at schools about drugs and drug awareness, stuff like that. So you've got enough kids coming to school trying to bring cannabis in, trying to smoke a spliff before class. They call it, man's fried in class. Man's all fried up in class. Man's there, yeah. So when we get those guys that are fried up in class, they're the ones I have to pull out and speak to. They might be getting sent home, whatever. Do you know what I mean? And it's affecting them now because they're not going to learn their lesson. Half of them don't want to learn a lesson anyway. But we all know that when it comes to drugs and sport, they don't work. You know what I mean? They don't work, mate. Even if you're doing a sport.
Kids are different nowadays to when we were at school, aren't they?
Oh, mate, they're too much, boy.
They're too much, aren't
social media, innit? It's all the social media, bro.
Yeah, it's true, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? They can find anything they want on their phones, bro.
Okay, where was I? How can parents and coaches spot a player when he's heading down the wrong path?
Wow, again, that's like I was just talking about that then. So, me personally, going through what I went through, let's just say a kid comes in and he looks tired. Okay, cool. I will clock that first. I'll see how he looks tired. As I start talking to him, I'm looking in the face a little bit more because I'm thinking, are you tired?
At the eyes.
Yeah. Are you tired or are you lean? Because when you're tired, you can't really sprint around too much because your body's tired.
Yeah.
If you're lean, you look tired, but you can still blip about. You can still sprint around 5 yards here. I've been there, I've done it. You understand? When you're being like fried on cannabis and looking tired is completely different to actually being tired, where you might have had 3 hours sleep the night before. Do you understand? Your whole demeanor is different. So I can clock things like that. Do you understand? And if I've never seen a kid at my team being fried, and if there was, he'd be at the door, like literally. And when I say out the door, I don't mean got rid of. I mean out of the training session because I couldn't have the players know that he's fry up, and I'm allowed him to train. Do you know what I'm saying? So that would be a conversation with me and him first, and obviously down to safeguarding situation, I'd have to speak to the parent. Do you know what I'm saying?
What about dropping somebody from a match?
What about?
Do you have to do that often?
Yeah, man. Listen, I've had kids. Listen, I've had players try to get rude. I'll be like, yeah, listen, he might play a left winger. I might say, I've got to play you right wing. He'll be like, what? I don't play. Yeah, what? We ain't play. Then, no, I'm sorry. No. We've got too many players for you to be picking and choosing. Also, I've had players on pitches that might want to raise their voice to me. Straight away, ref sub, off you come. Because in all my teams, I lay this law down in the beginning. The respect for the managers, coaches, and the players on the pitch is massive. Parents on sidelines is massive. Yeah. No player in this team is going to spit out no swear words. No player in this team is going to spit out aggression to managers, opposition managers, ourselves, and referees. What goes on the pitch between the two players, that happens. You can't stop that. But no doubt, will you say anything to parents, players, and referees? Anytime you do this, you're off. Unless I can see a parent is attacking my player. I then expect my player to do the right things and manage himself the right way. Let us deal with it as adults. Do you get what I'm saying? I've had a few situations where I've had to run on the pitch and be in front of a parent or be in front of a coach. Yeah, man. Because I'm going to protect that player. Every player that I have in my team, I'm going to protect them because they're young kids. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and that's when we send our kids to school, the school are in charge of our children that day. They are their parents. They're guardians. So if something's happened to my kid at school, I'm going to go to school and say, well, go on. You're supposed to be looking at my boy. Why is his lip bust up like that? Why is his nose over there? What are you doing? Do you know what I'm saying? Because end of the day, we're in charge. So we need to look out for the youth then. Do you know what I'm saying?
You know what? Going back to where you were saying that he's lean, do you like look at the social media? Because I know some places of work, if I went out tonight and I was going to work in the morning and I put on my social media that, I'm partying here, I know for a fact somebody's going to look at my social media and think, you know what, he's at partying. Can you do that? Do you do that as well?
Nah. Down to safeguarding, I wouldn't have any student, any of my coaching players, any of my team players. No kid really. The only kids I have on my social media are my son. I mean, he's got 2 or 3 mates that we do coaching. I take them to coaching, so I'd have them on these kids don't know how to use a normal message or WhatsApp. They got to go through Snapchat or got to go through Insta. So that's the only way I can
noticed that as well. You know that? I noticed that as well. A lot of kids
it's crazy.
Snapchat and Insta.
It's
I'm
mad,
like,
bro.
that's hot.
Oh, it's annoying. I'll say to my son, take this guy's number. He'll pull his Snapchat out. I'll get his Snap Dad. What? Bruv, just get his number in it because I want to ring him or I want to message him, say, yo, training's at this time. I don't want to have to snap him and then wait for him to open a snap. If you don't open a snap, then he's going to miss training. Do you know what I'm saying? Or I'll just ring him like, we saying training's on this day. Make sure you're there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, I wouldn't have any kids on my social media. Just a lot down to safeguarding with my profession, working in schools and that. I'm not allowed to have kids on my social media. Full stop. So yeah.
Okay, if you could give a young advice to a younger Damien, what advice would you give him?
Bro.
So you're speaking to a younger Damien Markman. What advice would you give him?
A couple of things. I'd probably say, one, stay away from the streets.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I grew up on the streets. I had no choice. I went out on the streets with my uncle, but don't get sucked into the streets. That should have been what I would have said. And the other one would have been, don't concentrate too much on girlfriends, man. Because a lot of my depression and a lot of my heartache and a lot of the stuff that I went through was over women, girls at the time when I was younger. And as you get older, it goes into women. And I'm doing it. I'm having it with my son now, where I want my son to. Obviously, he's got to have a girlfriend. I get that, but your career is the most important thing. What I didn't realize then is that the girlfriend that I sacrificed my football for couldn't pay me £10,000 a week. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that. So I'm saying to my son, you have an opportunity of making this money, even if it's not professional. You can still go and play non-league and get £1,000 a week and work a job. Do you know what I'm saying? And work a job and still have a good career. Letting women in your head too early could devastate you in certain situations. You could find out your missus cheated on you and you got an important match the next day. Head's gone.
Is that what happened to you when you went to Birmingham?
Yeah. Not to Birmingham, before Birmingham. So that's when I was in Finland. That happened to me in Finland.
That's in Finland, sorry, yeah.
So when I was in Finland, I heard that, I just didn't want to be there anymore. I didn't want to play. I didn't want to be there. It didn't matter. Well, they tried their hardest to keep me. And I was like, no, I'm going home. I'll come back though. I'm going home. And I was adamant. They begged me to stay and I went, no. And I went. And look where I am now.
But they're a good team though.
Yeah, they were right, man. It was like the equivalent of Division 2. So they're the same level as Wycombe Wanderers at the time.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying, but obviously the football would have been less because obviously they're playing out in Finland. But that team could have easily have come to England and played Division 2 teams in friendlies and stuff like that, and would have done all right. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man.
Okay, what message did you give young footballers? You done that? Okay, what's next for you? I know you train your boys a lot.
Yeah.
So tell me a bit about that.
Well, my son, you mean?
Yeah, your sons. You train them.
Yeah, my son's old. My older boy, he's 22. He doesn't really play that much anymore. He's venturing in other things now. He's doing a bit of trading. He travels the world. He does stuff. So
yeah,
he's doing his thing. My younger boy, he wants to play. He wants to play at the best level. Like I said, he had trials the other day. Got a few clubs after him. So yeah, I work hard in training him. Now he's finished school. He's training like a pro. He's training every day. He'll get up in the morning, do his press ups, sit ups, all of that. He's eating much better food. He goes for his runs every day. And he comes training with me in the evening because I still coach my teams. He's a year older than them. He can't play, but he'll come and do some training with us and stuff like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and in half terms as well, I've got my own company here, as you could call it. You see, Reflect. Put it back to front on the camera. I call my company Reflect because I take it into schools and in football because I deal with a lot of bad behaved kids, a lot of kids with complex circumstances, going through so much stuff. And a lot of my stuff that I do is making them reflect on stuff that they've said, stuff they've done, reflect on past years, how they've handled situations. So I call my company Reflect for those main reasons. So through the half terms, summer holidays, I get loads of kids together and we train. I take them to local parks. I've gone to AstroTurfs, I've gone to schools, I've gone to power leagues, and everyone just wants loads of money off me. And I don't even charge the kids money like that. Literally this year I've started with my football team. I started charging kids 5s, 10s. Do you know what I mean? To come, it's my petrol. I've got to drive around. I've got to get places. Yeah. But for years I coached kids for free. Do you know what I'm saying? Just to get them off the streets. Do you know what I mean? Local parks, and we just I put great training sessions together, great fun days, and everyone I've got involved in now, I absolutely love them. Absolutely love them. So
how old is your youngest
child? Yeah. 9. So her name's Cara Ray. She's 9 years old, but she looks about 12.
Your youngest boy, how old is he?
Youngest boy, he's just turned 16.
Is he as good as you when you were 16?
Yeah, I say it a lot of people, and it's hard because I've got to be careful in what I say and how I say it, because I don't want to underplay myself, but yet I don't want to make it out anything else. And people will be able to see in my son what they think, especially the people that played with me. So I think I had a lot more speed than him. And when I say no, not a lot more, I think my first 5 to 10 yards were electric.
Yeah, they
He's
were. I
fast.
remember.
Yeah, he's fast, but he doesn't have that 5-10 yards electric. He's got it, but I had a little bit more. But
Okay.
his technical ability,
What about his footwork? Is his footwork as good as
that's what I'm
yours?
saying. Well, no, I say my footwork's he's probably on par with me now with footwork. I think I've been using it for a lot longer. I was using footwork from 12, where he hadn't, because the game had changed a little bit. Do you get what I'm saying? So now at this point, his footwork is very good, and I would like to say he's probably like that. I'm here, he's probably there. Within a season, it should be there, because we're working on footwork a lot now. But his overall gameplay is miles above what I could do. I'll be real. Like, you probably would not have seen it. I was at school. I was the man at school. But when it came to playing outside of school and Sunday league and then going up to professional, I was scared a lot. I'll be real with you. And I'll just totally be honest. I was scared. I don't know if that's
I
because...
remember you used to love getting the ball and just bombing it and taking everyone on, don't you?
Yeah. So I had to learn to play with my back to goal. And I used to be so scared of people coming through the back of me. And I don't know whether that's from growing up in my mum's house. My mum used to whoop my ass, boy. She used to
You know that.
So whether that was like that flinchy was getting smack at home all the time. Don't know if that done that to me. But I played football scared a lot, especially going up to the high levels. And my boy's just got no fear, man. He's just got no fear. He enjoys holding the ball up. You know, I've taught him from a young age. From 10 years old, 12 years old, he was holding the ball up. You know what I'm saying? His left foot, he can use both feet. His left foot's amazing. And he's just, he's a great header of the ball. But just the whole way he can keep the ball for the team, I could not do that. Especially from ages from like 12 up until I'd say 17. I could not keep the ball.
So when you were told at a young age, Damien, don't just take people on, be a team player, be part of the cog, pass the ball. Is that what he's doing now?
Yeah, he's learnt that. But he can also run with the ball. So I've given him everything that I had. I've tried to give to him, and then everything that I was trying to be taught by these professional guys, I've also given to him. So from 10, 11 years old, he said to me, I want to be a striker. I want to be a number 9, Dad. So I'm saying to him, if you want to be a number 9 or you want to be some type of striker down the middle, you have to be able to hold the ball up. You have to be strong enough to hold the ball up. You have to understand what you're doing. And this is what we've worked on these years, to the point of at 16, him at 16 and me at 16, he's like this, where he's got chest, he's got shoulders, his arms are thick, you know what I mean? He's training. I've got him in training, where we weren't really training like that at 15, 16 years old.
We were on the street.
Couple of push-ups here and there, but we weren't going gym. We weren't going gym. If your mate had some weights in the house, we'll go and train over there. But we weren't going to. This kid, I take him gym. He comes gym with me. He goes gym with his friends. He has to do his workout every morning at home. Do you know what I'm saying? So, watching him in the trial the other day, just seeing how strong he was and how fast he was and the battles he's having, it's a proud moment, mate. It's a proud moment. I mean, listen, he will be better than me. There's no shout of a doubt. I want him to be better than me. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the whole. When you look at Frank Lampard Senior and Frank Lampard Senior. Do you know what I mean? Look what happened there. Do you know what I mean? I want the same. I've put myself on the map, and I want my son to put himself on the map above me. Do you know what I'm saying? I want him to go and do way more, actually make it professional and stay there. And that's the dream anyway. Whether it happens or not, we don't know, but that's the dream.
I'm sure it will happen, bro.
I'm sure it
will happen.
Yeah, man.
I'm sure it will definitely happen. Okay, but just winding things up now. Did you nominate anybody for me?
What?
I normally ask my guests to nominate somebody to come on next.
Did I? Oh, my bad. I missed that one. Okay.
Okay, so get back to me.
Okay, I'll get back to you. Okay. Do you have to know them, though? Do you have to know them? Do you have to know them, or you just going to reach out to them?
No, you just hook it up, talk to them. So speak to Joe Vlogs and say, listen, come on Biggie's podcast.
Yeah, I think you should interview man like Colin Leslie, bruv. This guy's been through so much in his life. He's about, I think Colin must be about 60 now, old man, but he looks like he's 25.
Wow, okay.
25. So I'm going to nominate Colin Leslie if he does it. But again, I'll get back to you anyway, because obviously...
no problem. But Damien, thank you very much for your time, my brother. Big love. It's been amazing. Whenever I see you, it always brings back so many memories. Do you remember when we done Smithy together?
You brought that up, bro.
That is brilliant.
What out?
The last school play. Oh, listen, bro, you take it easy. Big love, yeah?
One thing I want to say, thank you so much, Biggie. Everyone that's tuned into Biggie Talks, hope you've enjoyed this podcast. This guy right here, legend, man. Like I said, we met in school, bruv. He just had something about him, bruv. The biggest guy I've ever seen in year 7 in my life. That's why he's got the name Biggie, because he was absolutely massive. And you was one of my best mates, bruv. I loved you to bits. You know what I mean? You was a good guy, bro. Yeah, we spent a lot of time together. One more thing before I go, I want to say my daughter's out there in Australia. She moved out to Australia, doing her thing, smashing it. Well done, Rochelle. She's also she's also vlogging her trips out there. So if anyone's thinking about moving to Australia or doing all them big trips, please go on her YouTube feed, which is under ROCH Roche. Please check that out, have a look, because this girl is absolutely flying. She's doing well, so good, and she just puts me on the map. And this is what I did, well, me and her mum, obviously. And the girl that you're going to see on there, you'll realise what kind of cloth she's come from. So, yeah, big up to Rochelle. Big up for everyone for tuning in. Thank you so much. Big
up, Damien. Take care, my brother. Big love, yeah. Respect.
Take care.